We've seen plenty of wild card teams over the years surprise everyone and make it to the Super Bowl. There's two surprising teams in the AFC playoffs, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Indianapolis Colts. Do either of these teams have what it takes? Are they contenders or pretenders for the Super Bowl? That's our game time decision today, joined by senior editor Eric Edholm. And Eric, let's start with the Bengals. This is the team's second year in a row in the postseason. They get the big win over the Steelers to prove they can beat Pittsburgh. We know Andy Dalton's still a young quarterback, but that defense is very good. Can they, make some noise in the playoffs and maybe make a run in New Orleans?
Well, I think it's about a pass rush when you talk about a defense. Yes, if you have great secondary players you can lean back on. They've had moments this year where the secondary's played well. But I really think that defensive line, if they get the right matchup, can dominate somebody up front. And if they get lucky with 2 or 3 matchups, they could find a way to the Super Bowl. I think the fact that they've played well outside their division and on the road are two things that they really have going for them. Dalton hasn't been the best second season for him. I know his statistics look pretty good, but I really think he's actually taken a small step backwards. However, he can learn from last year's playoff disappointment and actually build on that. I think they have the better chance of these two teams.
The Colts are a little bit of an opposite situation because I think you'd expect Andrew Luck and that offense to score more points if they need to, but also give up a lot more points. That Colts defense, very questionable, had some mistakes against the Chiefs, especially trying to defend the run game. A lot of rookies on that offensive side of the ball, but they've passed a lot of tests, but they haven't really beaten any very good teams. They don't have that hallmark win, aside from maybe the Packers game earlier in the season, that the Bengals have. Can the Colts, with a rookie quarterback and Andrew Luck, surprise some teams because that he can just throw it over and over again with Reggie Wayne and put up a lot of points?
What, the Vikings aren't very good? Come on, they beat them earlier in the season, but I get your point, and it's a fair one. I think when they've been matched up, even against teams like the Jets, kind of exposed them earlier in the season. So there have been times when the Colts have shown themselves to be really weak. However, they have something of a magic touch. They've been able to win these games, good situational football, even if they have some serious shortcomings. But I think their victory is going to be making the playoffs. I think that's going to be the achievement. We look back, hey, listen, a first-round loss, not the biggest thing in the world. I think people are going to be so excited that the Colts franchise has been revived again. They've got their franchise quarterback, hopefully for the next 10, 12 years. They've got things in good shape. Now they can work on building the roster. To me, the real victory is just making the postseason. I think they're going to have a hard time winning a game.
In the AFC playoffs, you have the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots. They can just score points at will, whether it's running the football or throwing the football. The Denver defense has played really well. That's my concern with both these teams, and the reason I think both of them are pretenders, because I don't think either of them can win in a trap meet if they have to play Denver or New England at some point. I'm a little concerned about Houston in that same idea. That can they? They've already failed in their opportunities against the Packers and Patriots to prove they can win some of these shootouts. If the Bengals or Colts get matched up with one of these teams, that's kind of my big concern. Do either of those teams have anything that shows maybe they can get an upset there?
Yeah, at least the Bengals have something of a run game. You didn't really see it this week. Pittsburgh completely stoned them. We'll see what Chris Presley's injury is going forward. If he's going to make a comeback and be able to help them out. It's just one of these things where I think the Colts probably have a little bit more juice all around. Maybe Reggie Wayne's experience is a little better, but A.J. Green is probably the best receiver of the two teams. They've got a tight end who can stretch the field. So it's kind of a toss-up in one of those situations. Probably not equipped to handle that kind of team.
Certainly the Bengals and Colts, great stories as they are, don't live up to the wild card teams we've seen win the Super Bowl, like the Giants and Packers of previous years. But hey, anything can happen in the NFL playoffs, so we'll see. What do you think? Are the Bengals and Colts contenders or pretenders for the Super Bowl? Let us know on our YouTube channel and head to our website at ProFootballWeekly.com.